Well, welcome, and it's just been Halloween, so obviously this video is getting uploaded after Halloween, but I had a lot of fun this week making some Halloween crafts and baking some stuff. So that's what this video is going to be about, is some Halloween themed things. Even though it's kind of tacky to do Halloween things around Halloween, maybe I should start doing them around Easter instead. But yeah, I'm going to do some crafting and some baking, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing this stuff. So let's get into it. The first craft adventure I went on was making a friendship bracelet, and I just went into my basically wasted string that I used in some previous pattern that I could not discern which one it was at that point. And I just picked out a few colors that I thought would be a bit Halloweeny. So I had some black, and I had 2 greens and 2 oranges, which kind of look yellow here. And it was supposed to be representing of like a pumpkin. I don't really know if it turned out that well, but I did end up liking how it turned out. I obviously didn't record the entire thing because it would have been very repetitive, and I was having some trouble making this bracelet stick to the counter table piece of wood that it was supposed to be stuck onto, and it didn't want to stay. But anyway, I just kept going, and I did think about turning this into a ring, but I decided, no, it's fine. It's like halfway done by this point. I might as well just make a bracelet. So I made it the length needed to be a bracelet, and then I just ended up twist tying the ends, and it was done by that point. I do think if I had used a bit of a darker orange, it might come across as more of like the pumpkin-y look. It looks more orange in person. On camera, it kind of looks like I'm making corn. Which, I mean, for the Midwest is nothing unusual. So it really works out anyway, but not quite the Halloween vibe I was kind of going for. So in the end, this is what it looked like. And I was pretty happy with it. I mean, I've made better bracelets. It was a pretty simple chevron, but I did enjoy making it, and it was a good thing to just pass some time and get rid of stress. And then I just added it to my bracelet box, which has all of my finished bracelets. And then I didn't record this, but I ended up just randomly making like apple tiny pie thingies because I had so many extra apples. And these did turn out being kind of dry, and they weren't bad. They were better than that blackberry pie I made a while ago, but I would have to try something else with them next time. So the last thing in this video that I was going to put into it was I decided to make sugar cookies. And the reason that I was making sugar cookies was in a class I'm taking in school. It's an AutoCAD class. I got to make my own cookie cutter, and I really wanted to make cookies so that I could have these customized cookies because I made my own cookie cutter, and I've never done that before, and obviously I was pretty excited to do it. So I just had to make up my dough and then use a ton of flour to make like for the counter or the cookie cutter or basically anything. Just use a ton of flour. And whenever I cut them out with the cookie cutter, I ended up getting a scraper tool thingy. I don't know the actual word for it, but I got that so I could scrape under the cookies so I didn't have to try and pull it off the counter and like stretch out the look of the ghost. And the cookie cutter shape is a nice ghost with a tiny hat up in the corner, which I just found absolutely adorable, and I loved it. And I just tried to make as many cookies as I possibly could with my dough. And then for the remaining dough that was just left over that I didn't think I could get another cookie out of, I just flattened it. I was like, okay, we're done with it now. So once they were done baking, some of them did get a little bit more brown on the edges than what I would have liked, but that was fine. And now it was time to frost them. So using some powdered sugar and milk and a little bit of vanilla, I mixed all those together until I felt like the consistency would be thick enough that it wouldn't drip anywhere. Spoiler alert, it still dripped everywhere, so it doesn't really matter. Just tried coloring it to be a dark color, and it came out this weirdish maroonish kind of ugly color. So then I was just like, okay, we're just gonna go with purple so we can ice the hats purple. And then the purple I made was more of a black than the actual like dark color I was going for. So I ended up just using that dark blackish purple technically color and that in icing. Tried to ice around it. Spoiler alert, it did not go well because the icing dripped everywhere and spread. So our little ghosty here was looking a bit iffy. But this was the only one that I actually iced with a full white icing back. So all the other ones still looked really good. They looked like what this one looked like beforehand. And was all the crafts I made. So I hope everybody out there who is watching this whenever has a great day. And here I am just adding in an extra cookie in there so you can see the difference between the two.